What's up, everybody? This is Kevin here from Happy Beard Games on YouTube.com. Today, we're moving on with the ABCs, the alphabet of video games. This is a list, an alphabetical order list of my choice of one game to quick play, or play for about half an hour. Give you a little taste, little sample of the gameplay from the start, usually, and in alphabetical order. So basically, A was Adventure on Atari. B was Blaster Master on NES, C was Castlevania 4 on Super Nintendo, D was Donkey Kong Country 2 on Super Nintendo, and E with Earthworm Jim 2 on the Super Nintendo. Now we're moving on to letter F. Now this, I had a preview of in the last episode, as I always do, and I said it was 2 Fs. Because it is the game Final Fantasy on the NES. Yes, F is for Final Fantasy. Now, I've been a fan of Final Fantasy ever since I first played Final Fantasy III, which is actually 6, but it was labeled as 3 on the Super Nintendo in the US and North America. So Final Fantasy has been a really big part of my life, my gaming life, that is, and ever since the first time I played the first Final Fantasy number 3, or 6, I've had a lot of fun with the series. Actually, my favorite game in the series is actually Final Fantasy IX, which you may have seen me do a few live streams of. Yeah, it's a really, really fun series. It's an RPG, sort of. In this game, it's sort of based on Dungeons and Dragons. It has some basic character classes, basic role-playing RPG elements. It has some minimal character interaction. The story is pretty minimal, too. There's not a whole lot of text all the time. It's not like a really big story game. It does have a nice fantasy theme and fantasy setting. And as you'll see in this quick play, there's going to be a lot of monster battling. And it's going to be very slow paced compared to, like, I don't know, Final Fantasy 13 or whatever. But it's still a pretty fun game, and it's pretty well made, and it's pretty interesting to play, especially when you look back on throughout the entire series of Final Fantasy games, because there's 15 Final Fantasy games. Final Fantasy 15 is coming out next year, I think. So yeah, and then there's like a whole bunch of spin-offs. There's probably like 40 Final Fantasy games now or more. So yeah, we got Final Fantasy 1 on the NES. Now, there's a couple things I want to show you first. Number one, I'm such a big Final Fantasy fan that I have a Final Fantasy poster of the same game. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool, though. I like it a lot, actually. Probably going to have it in the background of my videos from now on. Pretty cool stuff. In addition, you know, most NES games, such as Pinball, Soccer, even Mario and Duck Hunt, have rather slim instruction booklets, you know? The instruction booklets that come with your game. Final Fantasy, on the other hand, has a very, very thick booklet with lots of stuff inside that's actually really helpful. I don't know if I'll be using it in the gameplay, because I probably won't be playing too far into it. But what it is actually more like a strategy guide. It actually starts out how to begin your Final Fantasy adventure. It's basically like how to play the game. Because, I don't know, maybe they thought it was going to be too confusing and too complicated for, like, some kids or the audience that it was intended for, at least. It tells you, like, everything you need to know. It's more than just an instruction manual. It's a whole game guide, and it comes with the game. In addition, it also came with a couple handy-dandy maps and information charts. On this side, you have the map of the Final Fantasy world from Final Fantasy 1. You probably can't see that too well. And it's also old, so it's kind of falling apart as I hold it. Like, literally. It's like ripping. And on the back, you have the monster chart with every monster in the game. Pretty cool. And their stats, of course, not just a picture. In addition, you have another map, which is the maps of the interiors of the dungeons in the game. Yes, there are dungeons. And they are fungeons too. They're fun dungeons. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know if we'll make it to a dungeon this time, but there's some pretty cool caves and dungeons. I don't know if this is every dungeon on here, but it's like 4 caves, which I think is what you need, the 4 orbs or the 4 crystals to complete the game. On the back you've got all the magic, all the armor, and all the weapons. And yeah, white and black magic, which is healing and offensive magic. And things like these maps and the instruction booklet prove that Final Fantasy is no easy task to accomplish. This is a very complex game, similar once again in the same vein as Dungeons and Dragons, which was popular as well as it is now in the early 80s, or mid 80s. I believe this came out in 1985-ish. And yeah, it's a really fun game, Final Fantasy. We're going to play it for about half an hour, maybe a little bit less this time, because once again there's a lot of like grinding and leveling and monster hunting, and it should be a lot of fun. So let's start this. Final Fantasy, letter F in the alphabet of video games, on Happy Beard Games. The world is veiled in darkness, the wind stops, the sea is wild, and the earth begins to rot. The people wait in their only hope, a prophecy. When the world is in darkness, 4 warriors will come. After a long journey, 4 young warriors arrive, each holding an orb. Let's do this. Final Fantasy 1. Okay, I'm gonna change the rate up to 5. I don't even know what respawn rate is. I think it's like the speed of the battles. Maybe I'll keep it at 3 because I don't really know where it is. And you can actually save in this game. You can save a file, which is really handy. No passwords needed. It's a save file similar to Legend of Zelda. Okay, we're gonna go to new game. Alright, let's start this. I guess it was in 1987, not 1985. Now this is where you choose your classes for your party. You have various classes to choose from, you know. Like basically like you can be a warrior, you can be a wizard, you can be a mage is what they call it on this, or you can be a thief and stuff like that. It's your character's class, you know. So white mage is the healer, black mage is a damage dealer for magic. Fighter is like your knight warrior. Thief is pretty self-explanatory. Black belt is like a martial arts like physical fighter, and red mage is like a jack of all trades sort of, but he can do like black and white magic, and I think a little bit extra stuff. Like I think he can use a sword as well, but he is not as good at anything else as the other classes that he's kind of like. So I'm gonna choose fighter. I'm gonna name him Kevin. You can't really put, it's kind of weird, you can't really put your full name in there, so I'll just do that. What do I push now? No. No! Is that all I do? Okay. I'm gonna choose the next guy. I should have made the black mage Kevin. Oh well. I'll name him something else. Name my role-playing games guy's name. Yeah. That's my role-playing character's name, I guess. And then we're gonna make a white mage because you gotta have someone to heal with. Well, you don't gotta, but it's a lot easier. White mage. I'm gonna name her after my dog. It's actually Haley, but I can't put the name in, of course. And then I kind of want to do I want to try out the red mage. I know it'll probably cost me a lot when I try to get magic and stuff, but I want to try out the red mage. I played this before and I didn't try out the red mage, so that's why I'm trying him out. I want to name him Red, because he's a red mage. Okay, let's start this. Final Fantasy. Starts you out, as you might suspect, in front of a kingdom. You have 2 things you can do. You can pause, and you can check out your row. The row actually depends on who is... I think it depends on Like, basically you want your magic users in the back row and you want your attackers in the front, I think, is how it works. I'm not sure about this game in particular, but that's how it works in other Final Fantasies. So I'm assuming it's the same. You can also switch. Or maybe this isn't the rows. Maybe this is just switch. Because you can have one person in the front. I think that might be what this is. Okay, never mind. Forget what I said about rows. I guess they don't have rows or something. I don't know. You have a pause menu, so you have 400 gold or gil, or G. That's your money. And you've got the stats of all your characters. The magic means that there's different ranks of magic, and I can cast 2 magic spells in rank 1. That's basically what those 2 and all the zeros are. Once you level up, you have access to other ranks of magic that are stronger. And then I've got all my characters, I've got their health. You can see that the Black Mage has the lowest HP, which is your hit points, your health. So we got items, I have nothing. Magic, I can actually cast like healing spells here, I think. But I don't have anything really. Weapon, you can equip stuff, but I don't have anything. Armor, you can also equip and stuff like that. And I guess you can trade between characters, that's pretty cool. And status, you can look at things in a little more detail, like the damage and percentages, and all the other stats. Okay, I was like spacing out for a second. Sorry guys. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the town. Or actually, we're gonna leave the town. We're gonna go up to the castle and check out what's going on up in the castle. Because remember, we're 4 warriors of light. The king is looking for the light warriors. You do not happen to be them, do you? Okay, yes, we do happen to be them. So let's explore a little bit here. Now the graphics are actually, pretty, I guess they're kind of standard for Final Fantasy for a while. I mean, they kind of take on the same, they improve with each game, of course, but they kind of take on the same kind of theme. A lot of RPGs actually have this kind of theme where it's just like a top-down map, and you have this sort of like grid of like tiles, basically, is what it's laid out like on the graphics. Reminds me of RPG Maker. Okay, 400 years ago, the treasury was locked by the Mystic Key. Our ancestors gave the key to the Prince of Elfland for safekeeping. So that guy tells me. Which I believe is in this door, one of these doors. This door is locked by the Mystic Key. And that's the same thing. This one should be locked too. Okay, let's get out of here. This is a really iconic music in this game too. This is a really good song that plays in the Kingdom Castle. And a lot of the songs that they have from this game are repeated in other Final Fantasy games as themes. Not this song in particular, but the main Final Fantasy theme that it played in the main menu. And I think the actual theme song of this game as well, which is a different song. So there's the Crystal theme, is what it's known, and there's also the Final Fantasy main theme, which was repeated in other Final Fantasies sometimes. In sadness, the queen locked herself inside. Whoa, I didn't know you could go in here. I am Jane, Queen of Corneria. Please save my daughter, Princess Sarah. You know that Sarah in, like, I don't know, it might be German, I could be wrong, but the meaning of the name Sarah is actually princess. So it's kind of funny that they named her Sarah. What's in here? Oh, my sister. Must be the princess's other princess. Okay, we're going upstairs. Now, unlike Dragon Warrior or Dragon Quest, you don't have a thing where you have, like, okay, I push A, it just says nothing here. On Dragon Warrior and Dragon Quest, which is a similar RPG to Final Fantasy, also on the NES, you have a menu that would pop up, and it would say, like, stairs, door, talk, and, like, all these little, like, RPG things. that you can interact with. This game doesn't have that. It's a little more simplistic, but at the same time, it's a little more acceptable in that it feels more normal. You just go up to someone and talk to them. You don't have to go up and choose a menu. You know what I mean? Reports say that Garland holds the princess in a temple to the northwest. Garland's a bad guy. That's what you gotta learn from that sentence. Okay, let's go here. The king is looking for the light warriors. You do not happen to be them, do you? Okay, we already heard that. Light warriors! Just as in Lucan's prophecy, Garland has kidnapped the princess. Please help her. Okay. Now, I've played this on a remade version on both the PlayStation 1, which I beat it on, and I haven't beat it on the NES, but I beat it on the PlayStation 1, as well as the Game Boy Advance, which was called Final Fantasy 1 and 2 Dawn of Souls, I think. And yeah, the one on PlayStation also came with number 2, which are unrelated in the story, but they have similar themes. But yeah, I played it on that, and there is quite a few changes and improvements, I guess, on the later remakes than the original on the NES. Welcome. Stay to save your data? No. So you can save there, and you can also heal. So yeah, we're in the main town. Basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. Basic beginning RPG town, I guess. There's not too much storyline here, however. This is Conaria, the Dream City. See your face upon the clean water. How dirty! Come, wash your face! Yeah, it's kind of cheesy. I want to talk to her. I'm Arilon, the dancer. Now, these shops have indicators over the tops of their roofs. Warriors revive the power of the orbs. And those shops that have those things they basically like tell what shop sells what. This is a well. You might think that there is something to it, but in fact, it is just an ordinary well. That's like the greatest thing ever. It's like the coolest thing in the whole game. That like redeems the game. That's like the coolest thing. It's so funny. So we're at the armor shop. I'm actually gonna buy weapons first, cause I feel like I need to attack before I can defend. I guess. So you can buy a wooden staff. Remember, we don't have anything yet. It doesn't start you out with anything. I don't think it does, at least. It didn't seem like it did. Oh, they have an iron hammer. I like using hammers and weapons. Hammers and axes. You have my axe! So I'm not sure who uses what, and that's kind of confusing, but I'll buy this for the mage, and I'll buy this again. Oh, I guess you have to go to the buy menu first. I'll buy that for Haley, the white mage. I'll buy a, so I don't know, would my warrior use an iron hammer, or would he use a rapier? I think those are wooden nunchucks for the, other guy. I'll not choose this, because I don't know who else would use the, hammer. Equip it to Kevin. I'm gonna buy, one more time, I'm gonna buy a rapier for, which is kind of like a slim sword, with curved blade, I believe, and, that on red. Okay, let's exit now. I don't have too much gold, but actually that was really cheap. A lot cheaper than I remember for some reason. Let's make sure these are actually equipped. Okay, yeah, they stay equipped when you buy them for them, so we should be good there. Let's go check out the armor. Buy something, will ya? He didn't really say that. So chainmail is gonna cost me a lot. I'm gonna buy it for Kevin. I'm gonna buy wooden mail. I'm just gonna see if this guy can wear wood mail. I think he can. I think there's some classes that can't wear it, and I think it'll tell you if they can't wear it, but I'm not sure. I'm just kind of guessing here with my knowledge of role-playing video games. Okay, we're gonna buy the cloth for the mages, because I think that's all they can wear. I don't think they can wear armor. Either it'll won't fit them, or won't work with them, or it will interfere with their abilities, which I don't want that to happen at all. It'd be worse if it didn't tell you that it didn't work, you know what I mean? And we're gonna get to a battle really soon. I expected this video to be mostly battles, but I guess there's a lot of town stuff to do first. So we need to check if all the armor is equipped, and it is. Well, we got white magic and black magic. We gotta get some abilities. We'll learn the spell Haley. I really want to learn Cure, and I hope I have enough for. I hope I have enough to learn a black magic spell, because I only have 120 gold left, or gil. Magic. Let's see if I still have it. Okay, I got Cure now. I can use it twice, so that's pretty limited compared to most Final Fantasies where you have like an MP gauge. This one you just use it twice. So Els is going to learn Fire, so I guess my red mage will be out of magic for now. Okay, there we got that. And then let's talk to this lady. Please save the princess. Let's go up to this guy over here. Lucan left this town to join his colleagues at Crescent Lake. Something you might see later in the game, but I don't remember. Probably just the area. Come on, guy. The king is sure that someday the Light Warriors will come to save the princess, just as in Lucan's prophecy. Talk to this lady. Okay. I've seen a lot of similarities here. This is where you go if your characters die. I think you bring them back. Let's just have a look inside. Yeah, the clinic. Okay. You don't need help now. And then this is where you buy items, which I have no money. They don't have potions and ethers in this. They have heal, pure, and tent. Tent is familiar though. And I don't think they have Phoenix Downs in this either. They might. I'm not sure. Okay, let's venture on. You can go into the forest, you can go into the land, you can't go into the water, but you can kind of walk around the main area of the map. And when you're on the map, you have random battles. Now, this is the battle scene. It's very limited to like modern Final Fantasies. It's not 3D or anything, and it doesn't have very much picture in it. But you have all these skills, and there's no ATB, no active time bar. I believe it's all just turn-based. You have run, which you can run away from the battle. You have fight, which you can attack. Magic is your magic attack or healing magic. Drink is, I think, for potions. And then you have items as well. I'm not entirely sure why you have two separate there. I've never really got into it too much on this NES version. Okay, let's do attack. Oh, no, I am Kevin right now, I believe. Attack that guy in the front. I'm going to use fire. Normally I'd conserve it for something harder, but because I only have two, but I guess I kind of need to do it at this level anyways. She doesn't have anything to use for an attack, so she's just going to use fight and hope that she doesn't get hit. And he is going to use fight as well. I'm going to try attacking this guy. I think if you if the enemy gets killed before you actually get attacked with your character, then it'll move on to the next in the row. 4 damage to red. This is the imp attacking us. So we did 1 damage. You're going to be doing 1 damage with the white mage for a while. 3 damage with the red mage. See, our health is on the sidebar there. And yeah. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty simplistic. Got fire with limited spells, but look how much damage that does. 28 damage. That's way higher than any of my other characters. So we killed 2 of them that turn. I guess I'll use fire again. Now remember, you only have 2 times to use the fire spell. Now when you complete a battle, you'll receive experience points. Experience points help you to level up your character and become stronger. In most Final Fantasies, you'll be getting to level 2 within a battle or 2. In this game, it's going to take you like 10 battles. Yeah, it's just pretty intense. And it takes a while. You're going to be going back and forth between the town and the battles, mainly to heal up or to use items or to get items as well. Okay, so no, we're not doing too bad, but remember I don't have any more black magic. But I do have white magic, so I could heal if my health on a character gets too low, which on Kevin, the warrior, it is actually lowest, considering he has the most max HP as well. Critical hit. Oh, 14 damage? Wow, it's intense. Now, on a difficulty scale, well, there's the classic Final Fantasy victory fanfare with the dance. Monsters perished. Let's see, XP 7 points, which I think each person gets 7 points, but it could be 7 points split between everyone. I'm not really sure on that. I'm gonna go check actually. And gold is 30G, so I'm gonna check that before I move on. Status. Oh no, they all get 7. Okay, cool. Now you need to have 33 to level up. Is that the same for every character? Yes, it looks like it is. Yeah. So basically in this game, they don't really have characters that are defined with each storyline, you know what I mean? It's just kind of characters that are just there for you to imagine, I guess. So I wanted to say something about the difficulty, comparing the difficulty on this to other RPGs of its time, such as Legend of Zelda, Dragon Quest, which was called Dragon Warrior in the US on NES, and I can't really think of any other main RPGs on the NES at the moment. I know there's probably a couple more, probably even more in Japan, but where the JRPGs are really popular, of course. Yeah, I'd say this is actually a pretty tough game, especially at the beginning, and especially trying to figure out what to do. I played Dragon Quest a little bit, and a little bit more than this actually, and that was a little bit easier to pick up and play, even though it had the what I mentioned earlier with those confusing menus. Now this is actually, I went a little too far, and we only have one enemy this time luckily, but this is a stronger enemy, so we might get wiped out here. But it's okay because it's a quick play, and it's I'm just trying to show some variation in the game. Let's see, I don't have any magic. Still, your magic does not return when you complete a level. It actually just stays empty. Do I have any items? No. I guess items is more like your equipment, and drink is like if you have a potion. That's what I think. I'm not entirely sure though, but that's what would make sense. Let's see if I can kill this great imp. 9 damage, 1 damage, probably 1 damage. Oh, miss, I guess. This is less than 1 damage. Okay, I'm gonna have to try to heal my warrior, because that's my only chance for success. And I hope he doesn't get attacked. Probably should have done this last turn. Okay, all good. Oh, we beat him. Okay, good. Now I gotta make sure that I heal outside the battle if it lets me in this game, because that will help me out a lot. I got 4 experience because he was a stronger enemy, even though there was only 1 of him. So I'm not entirely sure what you're supposed to do at this point. My recommendation to do at this point in the game is just level up a few times. Maybe get to level 3, or at least level 2 with everyone in your party, which they all level up pretty much at the same time, I think, unless they die. So yeah, it's a good idea to level up before you continue on with the main story or the main part of the game, which you're looking for that Garland guy, by the way. Okay, let's, well, I'm gonna heal the red mage, actually. We're actually gonna be ending this quick play rather soon. Okay, so now I don't have any more cures, so let's try to head back down here, just for a little bit. Probably get one more battle. Nope, okay, well, let's walk around until we get one more battle, and that'll probably be it, and then I'll show you something in the town as well. Come on, where's the battle? Normally it's like, oh, I got a battle and I don't want to because I'm trying to get somewhere. But this time it's like, yeah. Come on, fight me, monster! I think there's a higher chance of a fight in a forest. Okay, let's do this. See if I can even survive this. I don't have fire. I forgot I had that. So I'm just gonna be doing normal attacks on that one up at the top. This is a strategy that I like to use. It's not really that much of a strategy, but if you're attacking one enemy with a strong enemy, you can focus all your weak characters on one enemy, and then your strong character can take out the other enemies on his own. That's because it might take more than one turn to kill them with all your weak enemies. So he's going to go down here, and everyone else is still going to focus on that top guy. Oh yeah, the battle theme's actually really good in this game too. Later battle themes in Final Fantasies follow the same similar pattern of style. Not always, but sometimes. Okay, we got rid of that top guy. And then... Ooh, I got critical hit. That's a lot of damage. She's gonna attack the down one. Everyone's gonna attack the middle one now. Yeah. I don't know, it's pretty fun. Pretty fun game, guys. And also the victory fanfare is repeated in almost every Final Fantasy. Okay, we're probably gonna die here, guys. I might try running, actually. Let's see what run does. Well... Let's go to the death. Let's do this. Let's do this. This is hardcore, guys. We're all gonna attack the bottom one, because I think he got hit once. Lessen the damage on us. Hopefully. We still have a lot of health. I don't know why, but my warrior got hit a lot. Maybe it's because he's at the top of the party. I'm not sure. Maybe it's because he was doing the most damage or something. Uh-oh, the game's glitching out, guys. I hope it doesn't glitch out. I really hope it doesn't glitch out. If it does, it's the end of the game, so... Or end of the quick play anyways. That's what all that weird glitchy stuff is going on. I don't know what's going on, actually. Could just be my video cable. I apologize. It's gonna take a little while. Oh, he did 2 damage. Oh, wow. He does have a rapier. I mean, he should be able to do more damage than the mages with their staffs. You would think. Wow, it's getting really, like, buggy. It's not, like, pixely buggy like my NES normally does, so it might just be my video cable, but I can't really adjust it without unplugging it. Come on! Oh, I missed! Come on, we must avenge my fallen comrade! We're the Avengers! Come on! There we go, terminated him. Alright, monsters perished. And now, I think, my warrior will not get experience points because he's dead. It's not dead, but you can revive him. Experience up 8 points. That's a lot, actually. That's more than normal, because last time there was more enemies and I got like 7 points. This time there's less enemies, I got 8. I don't know why. And I got some gil, or gold as they call it. Normally in Final Fantasy I would call it gil. Let's go to the town and I'll show you one last thing at the inn. You can, well, I guess I can go to revive my friend at the clinic, I believe is where you go. So let's do that first, just so I can show you what it's like. And then we'll probably end this video, because it's running a little late. Okay, I'm going to revive Kevin for 40 gold. I don't even know if I have enough gold left to, you know, heal at the inn. Which the inn is basically you sleep overnight and it rests you and your party. Your whole party gets healed. And you can also save the data. It only takes 30 gold. Cool. So let's go sleep. Don't forget, if you leave your game, hold reset while you turn power off. It's sort of like Zelda or some of the other games that have save data. You have to hold in the reset button and then push the power. It's really weird, but it helps protect it against losing its save memory. Alright, so that's pretty much it for Final Fantasy I on the NES. This is letter F in the alphabet of gaming. I hope you enjoyed watching this on Happy Beard Games. Stay tuned, probably next week I will have, or less, I don't even know how much time, but within a week or less, I'll probably have letter G up, which I'm not entirely sure what game it is at this point, but there'll probably be a preview of it at the end of this episode, so stay tuned for that little preview, and try to guess what it is for G. I have a couple things in mind. We might even get to a Sega Genesis game, but we'll see. Alright, so, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to share, comment, like, and subscribe if you have not to Happy Beard Games for more classic gaming goodness. Alright guys, stay tuned for more Alphabet Gaming. Until next time, Hybrid Games will see you then. Hybrid Games, out!